Yo bro, welcome back to my channel. Ooh, new dagger. Tonight we're going to the mine we didn't finish the other time. Embershard mine. By the way, this Dragonstone doesn't weigh anything. I checked while rechecking my old streams. By the way, can I... Oh, that's right. He went left, he went right, he went left. Isn't there something underwater? Can't see shit. Come on. Not even a freaking chest here underwater for old Raccoon the Traveler. Red apples. Can't understand why I didn't pick it up last time I was here. Yeah, thanks, but no thanks, we don't need this key. Okay, is there a way to stealthily take them out? Ooh, iron ingots. Read light armor forging. Smithing increased to 16. Light armor forging by Rose Sarvani. There are two classes of light armor, metallic and non-metallic. Elven and glass are metallic light armor. You may be surprised to think that glass can be thought of as metallic, but appearances are deceiving. What we call glass is nothing like the windows panes you see in houses. The greenish material is far stronger and has a much higher melting point. Non-metallic armors are hide, studded, leather, and scaled. For these armor types, the forger is as much tailor as blacksmith. All use larger pieces of leather stitched together with leather strips. Studded armor also need iron ingots, from which you will make the studs and metal rings that make it more effective than simple hide. Scaled armor use steel instead of iron, but the steel is infused with corundum to make it the metal insert stronger. For centuries, the secret of making elven armor was closely guarded secret on Somerset Isle. Then the betrayal of Ulver Lauren brought it the rest of the Tamriel. Ulver was a dark elf slave working the bellows for Nuulia, master smith of the Isle from the 5th to the 7th century of the Second Era. When Ulver escaped, he could think of no greater punishment to mete out to his cruel master than to reveal all his secrets to the world. Thus we came to know that moonstone is the key ingredient in elven armor, and that salt water must be used to quench the hot metal. For gilded elven armor, you must also melt in quicksilver. It melts at a much lower heat than moonstone, making it tricky to work the two metals together. The trickiest of all is glass. Hammer blows struck across the grain run the risk of shattering the armor. Hammer blows struck across the grain run the risk of shattering the armor. Its principal ingredient is malachite, although it also requires moonstone to give it the right strength. Oh, that's it. We'll take it. I wonder why couldn't we take out the previous bandit? Coin purse, we'll take it. Bucket. I believe this was a toilet. And this bucket should smell like something that's rotten. Alright, I think we're... I think that we're hidden enough. Torch ahead. Wait, what?
You'll make a fine podcast. Come on.
Wait, can I? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. More potatoes. Apples. Lots of them. Too bad that we can't use food for ingredients, like in the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. That was really helpful. Garnet, amethyst, ruby. Gold, ooh. Potion of the warrior. One-handed weapons do 20% more damage for 60 seconds. Refined moonstone. What's that? Oh, I totally forgot. That's the secondary entrance there. Interesting. So this game consists not only with dungeons but with tunnels to access some interesting points. Nice. That is so close to our village here.
Whatever you need. My Ysmir, if it's simple and strong, I can forge it.
Hey. Right, it's midnight. Right, 30 minutes past midnight, but still. Charles Skewer hide. Restore stamina.
We got rooms and food. Drink, too. I cook. Ain't much else to tell.
Sack of flour. Thanks for the cabbage. There Be Dragons. There Be Dragons by Torhal Bjork. The last known sighting of a dragon in Tamriel was in the time of Tiber Septim. He made a pact with the few remaining dragons, swearing to protect them if they would serve him. Despite his promise, dragons were still hunted and slain. It's not clear if the last ones fled Tamriel or if they were exterminated. There is no credible story of how dragons came to be. According to Gemora, that the College of Whispers have questioned, they just were and are, eternal, immortal, unchanging, and unyielding. They are not born or hatched, they do not mate or breed. There are no known examples of dragon eggs or dragonlings. The Iliac Bay area has stories of such things, but so far all have proven false. The egg turned out to be eggs of other reptiles. The small dragons were merely oversized lizards and no relation to true dragons. Although they are not born, dragons can die. During the Dragon War of the Merethic era, their numbers were decimated. The Akaviri invaders of the late First Era are said to have hunted and killed scores of them before and after their defeat by Emperor Riemann. Some sources say that the Akaviri brought over dragon-killing spells. Others claim they built cunning traps. One tale even speaks of a rare poison. It is well accepted that a dragon's most fearsome weapon is its fire breath. Because they could fly overhead and rain down flaming death, archers and wizards were necessary when hunting them. It is less well known that some dragons could breathe a freezing spray of frost. The reports indicate that dragon might do one or the other, but not both. Most people think of dragons as mere beasts. However, logically they must have had language in order for Tiber Septim to have negotiated with them. Indeed, the historical record is quite clear that dragons were highly intelligent. They had their own language, but could also speak the languages of men and elves. The records of Riemann's hunts contain reports of dragons that breathe or spit fire. Recently some were unearthed that described dragons blowing freezing blasts of cold. The more fanciful stories have them summoning storms and even stopping time. These should be discounted as myths and fairy tales. Even without this most fearsome weapon, their nearly impenetrable height and granite-like teeth and claws made them terrifying opponents. There is some confusion over when the last dragon was killed. It seemed the last few vanished all at once. Some tales speak of a dragon king who devoured all of them rather than let mankind kill them. One of the more far-fetched stories has Tiber Septim absorbing their essences when he ascended to godhood. Although the exact cause is unknown, they are all gone. No dragon has been seen for centuries. There are few known examples of dragon bones fused with the stone and rocks of cliffs and caves, just enough proof to make the stories undeniable. Right-yo. I need better skills to steal equipped items. Nobody saw my success.
Oh, there once was a hero named Ragnar the Red who came riding to Whiterun from old Warwickstead. And the braggart did swagger and brandish his blade as he told of bold battles and gold he had made. But then he went quiet, did Ragnar the Red, when he met the shield maiden Matilda, who said, "Oh, you talk and you lie and you drink all our mead. Now I think it's high time that you lie down and bleed." So then came clashing and slashing of steel as the brave lass Matilda charged in full of zeal. And the braggart named Ragnar was boastful no more when his ugly red head rolled around on the floor.
Be careful.
Oh, I'll try.
Need a room? Talk to Delphine. Drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry.
All he has... Oh, he has Nirnroot. Everything he has is too damn... Alright, it's too damn
Let's
expensive.
sate that appetite, hmm?
Right, we're not buying another Daedra heart. At least for the time being.
All right then.
Hey, where's the music? I kinda like it. Resist frost discovered from slaughterfish scales. Damage health discovered with Nirnroot. Restore stamina. Garlic. Resist poison. Frost Miria. Resist frost. girl's yellow dress. Fall from Glory by Nethilis Lidari. The Thieves Guild of Skyrim is something of an enigma. Within the last few decades, their order has gone from one of the largest, most influential criminal organizations in all of Tamriel to a small group of stragglers barely able to wreak havoc in their home city of Riften. Although evidence that could explain their rapid decline has never surfaced, speculation has run rampant. One theory holds that the guild suffered a loss. It's strongly believed that their guild master was slain by one of their own. This guild master, known only as Gallus, maintained strong ties with many of the influential families in Skyrim. When he perished, those bonds perished with him. Without these bonds, the guild could no longer safely operate within Skyrim's halls. A second theory suggests that the guild is experiencing some sort of mystical curse, causing normal activities for its members to become exceedingly difficult. While there is no solid evidence to support this theory, the last 2 decades have seen an unusual rise in failed attempts by the guild to execute highly lucrative heists. Reasons for the presence of this supposed curse is being attributed to everything from the aforementioned murder to divine interference. In order to solve this mystery once and for all, I've spent the last 2 years infiltrating the Thieves Guild. Initially, making contact with them in Riften proved difficult, as they're quite wary of outsiders, but through repeated efforts I was able to gain their confidence. It's my hope that once I've gained access to some of the guild leadership, I can learn more about their decline and publish a second volume of my work. Although helping the guild perform their petty crimes brands me as a criminal, I feel that it's a burden worth bearing. The mystery of the Thieves Guild's fall from power needs to be solved once and for all as a matter of record and as a footnote to Skyrim's history. Requires a key to open. And here I thought that I had all the keys. You're watching me. Oh, come on. Right, we've managed to steal everything that has some value for us.
I told you my sister would help us out.
You did. And she's helping. Hey, can I sleep with your sister? Not bad. Not bad at all. I'm curious how am I to use these weaker versions. Weak frenzy poison. I think I don't need that. Damn it. Right, we drunk one bottle of wine. I drank it. So cheers to everyone on this stream watching it. Climb meat. Refined moonstone.
I hope to see you in Windhelm. Good luck.
The arrow has no weight. Something weighs me down. I think it's all these potions and all this food. Scroll fireball. We need only 50. We don't need much after that. Right, if we go due west, there is some house. Whoa, it takes almost half of my stamina. This shield bash. Here you go. What's on the other side? This house. Right. If we can't get to this house, let's go to this Bone Chill passage, and there to Greywater Grotto. Yeah. This is the way. Falkreath over there, and Helgen. Oh. So it goes like that. Okay. There's some sort of location just over there. Oh, this is a snow sound. Nice. Where is this location? It's on a rock, isn't it? It certainly is. They weren't joking in this meme that if you watch how many guys died in this game, there are just a few reasons how they died, and most of them are miscalculating the height of the nearest rock. Well, now I can understand. Let's see here. Maybe we have something to actually loot more than we initially got here. Warden's chest, Imperial Light boots, Iron sword, Imperial Light armor. Let's go to the torturing chamber. Maybe we'll find some corpses we left behind. And and looted, of course. Now all the corpses are gone. So initially it's a waste of time. Yeah. Knapsack. Lockpick. Potion of minor healing. Now that has some use for us. Mage. The Book of the Dragonborn. By Prior Emmeline Medrine, Order of Talos, Waydon Priory. Year 360 of the Third Era, 21st of the reign of His Majesty Pelagius IV. Many people have heard the term Dragonborn. We are of course ruled by the Dragonborn Emperors, but the true meaning of the term is not commonly understood. For those of us in the Order of Talos, this is a subject near and dear to our hearts, and in this book I will attempt to illuminate the history and significance of those known as Dragonborn, down through the ages. Most scholars agree that the term was first used in connection with the Covenant of Akatosh, when the blessed Saint Alessia was given the Amulet of Kings and the dragonfires in the temple of the one who were first lit. Akatosh, looking with pity upon the plight of man, drew precious blood from his own heart and blessed Saint Alessia with this blood of dragons, and made a covenant that so long as Alessia's generations were true to the dragon blood, Akatosh would endeavor to seal tight the gates of oblivion, and to deny the armies of Daedra and undead to their enemies, the Daedra-loving Aelids. Those blessed by Akatosh with the dragon blood became known more simply as Dragonborn. The connection with the rulers of the empire was thus there from the beginning. Only those of the dragon blood were able to wear the Amulet of Kings and light the dragon fires. All the legitimate rulers of the empire have been Dragonborn, the emperors and empresses of the First Cyrodiilic Empire founded by Alessia, Rimmon Cyrodiil and his heirs, and of course Tiber Septim and his heirs, down to our current emperor, His Majesty Pelagius Septim IV. Because of this connection with the emperors, however, the other significance of the Dragonborn has been obscured and largely forgotten by all but scholars and those of us dedicated to the service of the blessed Talos, who was Tiber Septim. Very few realized that being Dragonborn is not a simple matter of heredity. Being the blessing of Akatosh himself, it is beyond our understanding exactly how and why it is bestowed. Those who become emperor and light the dragonfire are surely Dragonborn. The proof is in wearing of the amulet and the lighting of the fires. But were the Dragonborn and thus able to do these things, or was the doing the sign of the blessing of Akatosh descending upon them? All that we can say is that it is both and neither, a divine mystery. The line of Septims have all been Dragonborn, of course, which is one reason of simplistic notion of it being hereditary has become so commonplace. But we know for certain that the early Cyrodiilic rulers were not all related. There is also no evidence that Rimmon Cyrodiil was descended from Alessia, although there are many legends that would make it so, most of them dating from the time of Rimmon and likely attempts to legitimize his rule. We know that the Blades, usually thought of as the Emperor's bodyguards, originated in Akaviri Crusaders who invaded Tamriel for obscure reasons in the late First Era. They appear to have been searching for a Dragonborn. The events at Pale Pass bear this out, and the Akaviri were the first to proclaim Rimmon Cyrodiil as Dragonborn. In fact, it was the Akaviri who did the most to promote his standing as emperor, although Rimmon himself never took that title in his lifetime. And of course, there is no known hereditary connection between Tiber Septim and any of the previous Dragonborn rulers of Tamriel. Whether there can be more than one Dragonborn at any time is another mystery. The emperors have done their best to dismiss this notion, but of course, the imperial succession itself means that, at the very least, there are two or more potential Dragonborn at any time, the current ruler and his or her heirs. The history of Blades also hints at this, although little is known of their activities during the interregnum between Rima's empire and the rise of Tiber Septim. Many believe that the Blades continued to search out and guard those they believed were, or might be, Dragonborn during this time. And lastly, we come to the question of the true meaning of being Dragonborn. The connection with dragons is so obvious that it has almost been forgotten. In these days, when dragons are a distant memory, we forget that in the early days being Dragonborn meant having the dragon blood. Some scholars believe that was meant quite literally, although the exact significance is not known. The Norse tell tales of Dragonborn heroes who were great dragon slayers, and able to steal the power of the dragons they killed. Indeed, it is well known that the Akaviri sought out and killed many dragons during their invasion, and there is some evidence that this continued after they became Rima Cyrodiil's Dragon Guard. Again, the connection to dragons, the direct predecessor to the Blades of today. I leave you with what is known as the prophecy of the Dragonborn. It often said to originate in an Elder Scroll, although it is sometimes also attributed to the ancient Akaviri. Many have attempted to decipher it, and many have also believed that its omens had been fulfilled and that the advent of the last Dragonborn was at hand. I make no claims as an interpreter of prophecy, but it does suggest that the true significance of Akatar's gift to mortal kind has yet to be fully understood. When misrule takes its place at the 8 corners of the world, when the brass tower walks and time is reshaped, when the thrice blessed fail and the red tower trembles, when the Dragonborn ruler loses his throne and the white tower falls, when the snow tower lies sundered, kingless, bleeding, the world eater awakes and the wheel turns upon the last Dragonborn. Ooh. Brief History of the Empire, Volume 1, by Astronox Ktoj III, Imperial Historian. I'm trying to understand whether we read it already in The Elder Scrolls 4 or not. Yeah, we read that. So when this game began, we managed to miss some bugs. That's actually disappointing. But this game's intro was spectacular as it is, so no wonder I missed that. Alright, from here now on, I think that we won't find anything. Might as well try. Yeah, it caved in. I wonder where these legs came from. What's that? It sounded like weapons I dropped during my playthrough of the game's intro. I guess except the books, the meaning of us going here is nothing. Not going to be rich by pilfering the initiate location. Wait, what? My torch went out. Shit. Now I've got no torch. Right, how do I use powers? We have power after all. Powers. Night eye. Wait, what if I use that? Powers 7. Can't use it. Use Dragon Souls to unlock shouts. Right, let's redo this. What, I can make it 9? Alright. Okay, let's see if we can find this grotto. Greywater Grotto. Let's go inside. New high. Large antlers. We can eat them. What? There's only one way? Okay, let's go. Oh no, it's okay. Can go up there. Right, can we sneak up on him? But then again, why risk it? Bandit. Give me your gold. Where's this wolf? There he is. Alright, where's the another wolf? It had some gold. Bandit. Hey, all gold. Still X. Orcish bow. Chest. Garnet, gold. Potion of healing. Thanks. Wolf with gold. You're right. We hurt ourselves. Yeah, it's cleared. So, the Jarl of Falkreath asked for our services, which also means that we might get some house, real estate. Also, there's Whiterun. We haven't discovered this location yet, so yeah, we're placing the marker. Snowberry. I don't think that is our way. Although the view out here is beautiful. Is that what I think it is? It might be. I think I can see Falkreath from here. Right, we need to get down. Right, this one is a waterfall. We need to go there and turn. Damn it. It's harder than I thought. Good. Right, we might get down somehow. Let's bring up this meme about most frequent cause of death in Skyrim. Miscalculating the height of a cliff. Damn it, I didn't see it. I was busy reading chat. Shit. At least trying to make some You make some settings with chat. Should be careful. Okay, we need to get them, first of all. Who the fuck are you?
If you know any true sons and daughters of Skyrim, tell them to head to Windhelm. Ulfric Stormcloak wants to see them. Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something. In the old fort near Riften. Might consider joining up myself. Keep your eyes open. Fight. Or die well.
Thanks. Running like a thief from The Elder Scrolls 4. At least I managed to pickpocket him. Oh, I can catch bees. And they don't mind. Curious. The Refugees by Garros Albrecht. The smell of the bay oozed through the stones of the cellar, salt and brine decay. The cellar itself had its own scents of old wine turned to vinegar, mildew, and the more exotic spices of herbs and the healers had brought with them to tend to the wounded. There were more than 50 people squeezed into the big earthen room which had once been forgotten storage for the brothel above. The groaning and whimpering had ceased for now, and all was still, as if the hospital had turned into a mass grave. "Mother," a red-guard boy whispered. "What was that?" The boy's mother was about to answer him when there was another rolling roar from outside, which grew louder and louder, as if some great but incorporeal beast had come into the cellar. The walls trembled and dust burst from the ceiling in a rain of powder. Like the last time, no one screamed. They waited until the weird, haunting sound had passed, and then was replaced by the soft rumble of the distant battle. The wounded soldier began whispering Maro's prayer from the doomed. Mankar, a Bosmer woman, curled up in a cot, hissed, her eyes feverish, flesh white and wet with sweat. "He is coming." "Who is coming?" asked the boy, grasping his mother's skirt tight. "Who do you think, lad? The Swedes monger?" A grizzled, one-armed redguard growled. "The Camoran usurper." The boy's mother shot an angry look at the old warrior. "She doesn't know what she's saying. She's sick." The boy nodded. His mother was usually right. He had not yet even been born when people began whispering that the Cameron usurper was coming towards her little village, and she had packed up their belongings to flee. Their neighbors had laughed at her, she said, saying that Richard and Tanith would handily defeat him. Her husband, Lucar's father, who he was never to meet, had also laughed at her. It was the harvest time, and she would miss out on the celebrations, but his mother Miag I was right. 2 weeks after she fled the village, she heard the tale that it had been obliterated during the night with no survivors. Richard and Tanith had both fallen. The usurper was unstoppable. Lucar had been born and grown up in refugee camps throughout Hammerfell. He had never known a friend for more than a few days. He knew that when the sky turned red to the west, they would pack up and move east. When it burned to the south, they moved north. At last, after 12 years of moving from camp to camp, they had taken passage across the Iliac Bay to the province of High Rock and the Barony of Dwemen. The Miagai had promised and hoped that they would have a peaceful, permanent home. It was so green there, it blinded him. Unlike Hammerfell, which was only green in certain seasons and in certain places, Dwenen was verdant year-round, until wintertide, when it began to snow, and Looker had been frightened of it at first. He was ashamed to think of it now, when there was real danger, with the red clouds of war, with the stink and pain of the refugee camp that was familiar. Now the red sky was on the horizon on the bay and coming closer, and he longed for the days when a scattering of white made him cry. Mankar, the Bosmer woman, cried out again. "He is coming, and he will bring death." "No one is coming," said a pretty young Breton healer, coming to the woman's side. "Hush now." "Hello," came a voice from above. The whole room, almost together as one, gasped. A Bosmer limped down the shoddy wooden stairs, his friendly face very obviously not that of the Cameron usurper. "Sorry if I frightened you," he said. "I was told there were healers here and I could use a little help." Rosena hurried to take a look at the Bosmer's wounds on his leg and chest. Disheveled but still beautiful, she was one of the favorites at the brothel, who had learned her healing skill along with her more vocational skills at the house of Dibella. She carefully but quickly pulled the rent leather, cuirass, chauces, tasses, greaves and boots off him, and placed them to the side while she examined the injuries. The old Redguard warrior picked them up and studied them. "You are in the war?" "Next to it is probably a better way to put it." The Bosmer smiled, wincing slightly at Rosena's touch. "Behind it, beside it, in front of it. My name's Orban Elmlock. I'm a scout. I try to avoid the real battle, so I can get back and report what I see. A good job for people who don't like the color of their own blood very much." "Khazim," said the warrior, shaking Orban's hand. "I can't fight anymore, but I can fix up this armor if you're going to return." "You're a leathersmith?" "Nah, just a jack of all trades," replied Khazim, opening up a small canister of wax to prep the hard but flexible leather. "I could tell you were a scout from the armor, though. Can you tell us what you've been spying on?" "We've been down in here for half a day now with no word from the outside. The entire Iliac Bay is one great battlefield on the waves," said Orban, and sighed as Rosena's spell began to close his jagged but shallow wounds. "We've shut off the invasion from the mouth of the bay, but I was coming from the coast, and the enemy's army is marching over the Rolgarian mountains. That's where I had my little scuffle. It's not too surprising moving the flank in from the side while in the front battle is occupied. It's a play right out of Cameron's Kelton's book of tricks the Heart Ring borrowed." "The Heart Ring?" Looker asked. He had been listening quietly, understanding everything except that. "Haemon Cameron, the Cameron usurper, Haemon Heartring, they're all the same, lad. He's a complicated fellow and needs more than one name." "You know him?" Miak-Ai asked, stepping forward. "Near on 20 years. Before this whole black bloody business, I was Cameron Cultus' chief scout, and Haemon was his sorcerer and advisor. I helped them both when they were vying on the Cameron's throne, and began the conquest of Ouch. Rosena has ceased her healing. With eyes of fury, she had reversed her spell, and the closed, maned wounds were opening again, dark infections returning. She held him with surprising strength when Orban tried to pull back. "You bastard," the healer courtesan hissed. "I have a cousin in Falinesti, a priestess. She's fine," Orban yelped. Lord Cultus was very adamant about not harming anyone who did not pose a threat. "I think the people of Kvatch would disagree with that assessment," said Khazim coldly. "That was horrible, the worst thing I have ever seen." Orban nodded. Cultus wept when he saw what Haemon had done. My master did everything he could to stop it, beginning the Hard King to return to Valenwood, but he turned on Kaltos and we fled. We are not your enemy, and we have never been. Kaltos could do nothing to prevent the horror that the usurper has brought to the Colovian West and Hammerfell, and he has fought for 15 years to prevent more. The frightening bestial roar passed through the cellar again, even louder than before. The wounded could not help groaning in helpless terror. And what is that? Miakai sneered. Another of Cameron Kaltos' tricks that the usurper picked up? It is indeed a trick. As a matter of fact, Orban yelled about the screech. It's a phantasm he employs to scare people. He had to use fear tactics in the beginning when his power was ascending, and he has to fall back on them now for his power is waning. That is why it took him for 2 years to conquer Valenwood and another 13 to have conquered Hammerfell. No offense to you, Redguards, but it isn't only your battle prowess that has been holding him back. He does not have the support he used to have from his master. The echoing roar instead in intensity before once again falling silent. Mankar, the Bosmer woman groaned. He comes and he will destroy all. His master? Asked Looker, but Orban's eyes had gone to Bosmer woman curled up in her blood-soaked cot. Who is she? Orban asked Rosena. One of the refugees, of course, from your friendly little war in the Valenwood before you and your cultists changed sides, the healer replied. I think her name is Rallis. Is Kalis. By Geoffrey, Orban whispered under his breath, limping over to the woman's cot and wiping the sweat and blood-streaked hair from her pallid face. Kalis, it's Orban, do you remember me? How did you get there? Did he hurt you? Mankar, Kalis moaned. That's all she says, said Rosena. I don't know what that it is. Orban frowned. Not the usurper, though she knew him too. Very well, she was a favorite of his. His favor is you, Kaltos, her. All seem to turn against him, said Miakai. That is why he will fall, replied Hazim. Armored footfall rang along the ceiling, and the cellar door burst open. It was the captain of Baron Althrock's castle guards. The docks are on fire. If you want to live, you'll need to take refuge at Castle Whitemoor. We need help, Rosena called back, but she knew that the guards were needed for defense, not to help carry the sick to safety. With 10 guards who could be spared and the most able-bodied of the wounded assisting, the cellar was emptied as the streets of Dwynn filled with smoke and fire began to spread through the chaos. It had been a single fireball miscast out at sea striking the docks, but the damage would be tremendous. Some hours later, in the courtyard of the mighty castle, the healers were able to set up the cots and begin to tend once again to the suffering of the innocent. The first person Rosena found was Orban Emlock. Even with his wounds reopened, he had helped carry 2 of the patients into the castle. I'm sorry, she said as she pressed her healing hands onto his wounds. I lost my temper. I forgot that I am a healer. Where is Kalis? Orban asked. She's not here? Rosena asked, looking around. She must have run away. Run away? But wasn't she injured? It was not a healthy situation, but new mothers can surprise you with what they can do when it's all over. She was pregnant? Orban gasped. Yes, it wasn't such a difficult birth in the end. She was holding the boy in her arms when I saw her last. She said she had done it herself. She was pregnant, Orban murmured again. The mistress of the Cameron usurper was pregnant. Word quickly spread throughout the castle that the battle was over, and more than that, the war was over. Haemon Cameron's forces had been defeated at sea and in the mountains. The Hard King was dead. Looker watched down from the battlements into the dark woods that surrounded Dwynn. He had heard about Kalis, and he imagined a desperate woman fleeing with her newborn baby in her arms into the wilderness. Kalis would have nowhere to go, no one to protect them. She and her baby would make a refugee, like a Miakai and him had been. Reflecting back, he remembered her words. He is coming, and he will bring death, he will destroy all. Looker remembered her eyes. She was sick, but not afraid. Who was this he who was coming if the Cameron usurper was dead? Did she say nothing else? Asked Orban. She told me the baby's name, Rosanna replied. Manker.
Never should have come here.
Who the fuck are you?
Hero.
You won't be alive!
Stupid assholes. Where were they when I found this place? They don't sting me. Interesting. What a friendly bees we have here in Skyrim. Honeycomb. Restore stamina. Restore stamina again. River Betty. Damage health. No. Fuck. Too freaking far. What's that over there? Doesn't look friendly. I think we need to return. We're too loaded for this kind of travel. Although it should be closer than Rugerwood. Let's see if we have more items to Yeah, we have some tankers to throw out. Yeah, these are bandits, of course. Nice tactics. Hey, who are you? Vampire fledging. This person is busy. I think this person is in for a trouble.
Citizen, I'm warning you. Your presence is interfering with Imperial business. Be gone.
Fight, or die well.
Imperial business. Be on your way.
I accidentally freed him or what?
Imperial business. On your way. The best you could do.
Big one. Damn it. He died too. Right, this battle was totally useless. Saving operation.
Citizen, I'm warning you. Your presence is interfering with Imperial business. Be gone.
Right, I'm begoning. Noble.
I have nothing to say to you. Now move along, or I'll order my guards to attack.
The Legion's always looking for strong, capable warriors. If you think you've got what it takes, our headquarters is in Solitude. Stay sharp. Can't wait to kill another of Ulfric's boys.
Oh, we already arrived at this village. Nice.
Did you see a dog out there?
What sort of
I
dog?
don't know really.
The blacksmith is offering a reward for a dog he saw on the road. I was hoping you'd seen it. Guess I'll stay on the lookout. Keep your nose clean while you're here, outsider.
Wait, before we start our pickpocketing rampage, we need to unload. Dead man's drink. Grapevine goods.
I can't believe we let provincials like you wander Skyrim.
I'm a glorified businessman, so fuck off.
I can't believe we let provincials like you wander Skyrim. That... Yeah? Yeah? What do you want, cat?
Can I get you something? Well met. Unlike my brother, I've no dislike of strangers. Met lots of them while I was a Stormcloak.
You mentioned a brother. Who is he?
His name's Bolin. He's the one who works the lumber mill down by the river. If you meet him, don't expect much in the way of conversation. He ain't one for talking, especially with folk he don't know.
You're a Stormcloak?
I was once, but not anymore. I was wounded in a skirmish up near Windhelm. This was years ago, mind you. Now maybe I don't pick up a blade in Ulfric's name no more, but I still hold with his ideals. Skyrim is Nordland, and we ought to rule it. We don't need no help from the Empire on that count.
Okay, what have you got on for sale?
Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing. Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
Creates magic sword for 120 seconds, sheathed to the spell. Summons a familiar for 60 seconds wherever the caster is pointing.
Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
Child's doll. Dwarven metal ingot. Look what I got. Hunting bow. Iron daggers. Iron swords. Long bows. Orcish bows 7. Orcish arrows. Damn it. Steel war axe. Speech increased to 22. Imperial light armor.
Steal anything from my shop and you'll regret it.
Oh yeah? Let's try it. Consider pickpocketing rampage start. pickpocket increased to 45. Right, we need to advance in the rank of pickpocketing master.
What? Why are you skulking about like that? I'm sorry, I should really go now. I can't really help you. I'm just Dengir's maid.
So you're a
I'm
maid.
sorry, I should really go now. I can't really help you. I'm just Dengir's maid. Get away from me.
You have committed crimes against Skyrim and her people. What say you in your defense?
You misheard this, then you old maid. Let's see.
Yes? Oh,
Not guilty.
never should
By the
have
order
come
of the
here.
Jarl. Stop right there.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
Smart man. Now come along with us. We'll take any stolen goods and you'll be free to go. After you pay the fine, of course.
No, my stolen goods. Everyone is like the big what he's doing. Shit. Alright, pickpocketing rampage. He's got a torch. Imperial bow. Pickpocket increased to 46. Thanks. Nari.
Shor's bones, handsome man in Falkreath. A strong drink will chase off that chill in the air.
Pickpocket increase, should you shout that he's here?
I've half a mind to ask if you'll take me on one of your adventures, but I can't just leave Valga on her own. Not much exciting happens around here. You're as like as
I
not to
find
be
your
bored to
hand,
death
my
if you
brother.
stay too long. Shor's bones, handsome man in Falkreath.
I'm a handsome cat. Who's watching?
I order a VR. Stop right there.
Boom boom.
Let me guess. Someone stole your sweet roll.
Pickpocket increased to 47.
Fear for the bow, eh? I'm a swordman myself.
Yeah? Don't... What do you want, cat? Huh? I... Need something? A strong drink will chase off that chill in the air.
Necklace with Minor Squire. Increases light armor skill by 12 points. Nice progress of pickpocketing. Increased to 50. Yay. Oh yeah, extra pockets. Now that is something we need. What? We need Night Thief to do that? Fuck. Oh no. I don't need this shit.
Get away from me. I've half a mind to ask if you'll take me on one of your adventures, but I can't just leave Volga on her own.
I don't know who's Volga. Teleport.
What's a milk drinker like you doing out here? Go home to your mother.
What a stupid ass bitch doing like you were doing here. You shouldn't talk to me like that.
Why? What are you gonna do? Cry?
Back off, now.
I don't have to take that from you. You're mine.
This is a local. This is
Shit, I'm blocked.
Need to leave now. You need to leave.
What's a milk drinker like you doing out
You
here?
need to leave.
Go home to your mother. Until next time.
You don't look so good. Are you feeling all right? You hear any juicy gossip in town? Be sure to share it with me.
What's a milk drinker like you doing out here? Go home to your mother. Why? What are you gonna do? Cry?
I'm gonna kick your ass.
I don't have to take that from you. Why? What are you gonna do? Cry? I don't have to take that from you. Why? What are you gonna do? Cry? God, you're boring. Why? What are you gonna do? Cry? I don't have to take that from you.
Welcome to Dead Man's Drink. I'll be right here if you need anything else.
Oh yeah, extra pocket. Yay.
Get away from me.
I escaped fighting in Cyrodiil, only to have it track me down again in Skyrim.
What's a
Well, I
milk
wouldn't
drinker
complain if
like
we could
you
string
doing
together
out
a few
here?
sunny days
Go
now
home
and
to
then.
your mother.
Heard any rumors lately?
People say there's someone in Riften that can change your face. Make you look completely different. Do you believe that?
Where can I learn more about magic?
The people of Skyrim don't like magic much, so about the only place you're likely to find a teacher is the College of Winterhold. Drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry.
Ingredients. I'd like to see ingredients. Salt pile, I've got tons of that.
You hear any juicy gossip in town? Be sure to share it with me.
Where's the alchemy shop?
What's a milk drinker like you do? Why? What are you gonna do? Cry? I don't have to take that from you. What do you think you're doing?
Somebody help!
He cried. He cried like a baby. He called the guard. Stupid bitch.
What's a milk drinker like you doing out here? Go home to your mother.
Welcome to Dead Man's Drink.
Oh, there once was a hero named Ragnar the Red who came riding to Whiterun from old Rorikstead. And the braggart did swagger and brandish his blade as he told of bold battles and gold he had made.
We need ingredients. Lockpick and gold.
Oh,
Giants are generally peaceful
But
creatures.
then he went quiet. Did Ragnar the Red when he met the shield maiden Matilda, who said, Oh, you talk and you lie and you drink all our mead. Now I think it's high time that you lie down and bleed. Then came clashing and slashing of steel as the brave lass Matilda charged in full of zeal.
I'd like to use that.
Ragnar was boastful no more when his ugly red head rolled around on the floor. This is an ode to Skyrim's staunch protectors.
Discover the facts, fortify health, and in weed.
The Imperials. We drink to our youth, to days come and gone. The age of aggression is just about done. We'll drive out the storm cloaks and restore what we own. With our blood and our steel, we will take back our home. Down with Ulfric, the killer of kings. On the day of your death, we will drink and we will sing. We're the children of Skyrim, and we fight all our lives. Sovngarde beckons, every one of us dies. But this land is ours, and we'll see it wiped clean of the scourge that has sullied our hopes and our dreams.
Unless you intend to bury someone, this isn't the place you're looking for, traveler.
You said something about burial?
Falkreath is known for its graveyard, traveler. We've buried more dead than you can imagine. I just finished giving my old war companion Barrett a proper burial by fire. Old Hardhead hated the idea of being lost cold in the ground. Could you deliver the ashes to Runil, the priest of Arkay? He'll know the right blessings to make for Barrett's soul.
I'd be honored.
Thank you. I was Jarl once, but I was encouraged to step down when I took sides with the Stormcloaks. It was an Imperial plot, I tell you.
You said you were a Jarl once.
Aye, not so long ago. Some will tell you I stepped down on account of my old age. Truth is, I found out about all the Imperial spies crawling around Falkreath. A few well-placed bribes, and they bought themselves some friends. Suddenly, the nobles are calling for a new Jarl. And all the while, their pockets are jingling with the sound of Imperial septons. They named me Thane. They got my nephew Sitgeir in my place. A real friend to Cyrodiil, that one.
You said there's a plot against you.
Well, not against me, against all of Falkreath. Those Imperial bastards are spying on every one of us. Last night, I saw Laud the blacksmith writing a letter. Probably sending word to Solitude and General Tullius. Are you loyal to Skyrim? Break into Laud's house and get that letter.
It should be done.
Mind what you say. The Empire has ears all over this town.
But this land is ours, and we'll see it wiped.
Sure Bones, handsome man in Falkreath.
Our hopes and our dreams.
A strong drink will chase off that chill in the air. I've half a mind to ask if you'll take me on one of your adventures, but I can't just leave Volga on her own. Not much exciting happens around here. You're as like as not to be bored to death if you stay too long.
What's a milk drinker like you doing out here? Go home. Why? What are you gonna do? Cry? I don't have to take that from you.
Come on. Pick up your weapons. Stupid ass. Wait, where's the door? Girl in grey dress. They don't have doors. Can't even say that this place is secure.
Oh, did you need something?
What are you doing out here?
I'm a bard, trained at the Bard's College in Solitude. Wanderers like you should think about applying.
Can I make your quest?
Sure. What can I do for you?
Then you should sing Ragnar the Red.
Ah, a fine but bloody tale. I can do that one. Oh, there once was a hero named... And the braggart did swagger and brandish his blade as he told of bold battles and gold he had made. But then he went quiet, did Ragnar the Red, when he met the shield maiden Matilda, who said, "Oh, you talk and you lie and you drink all our mead. Now I think it's high time that you lie down and bleed." And so then came clashing and slashing of steel as the brave lass Matilda charged in full of zeal. And the braggart named Ragnar was boastful no more when his ugly red head rolled around on the floor.
Nords Arise by Anonymous. Nords Arise, throw off the shackles of imperial oppression. Do not bow to the yoke of a false emperor. Be true to your blood, to your homeland. The empire tells us we cannot worship holy Talos. How can man set aside a god? How can a true Nord of Skyrim cast aside a god that arose from our own heartland? Mighty Tiber Septim, himself the first emperor conqueror of all Tamriel, ascended to godhood to sit at the right hand of Akatosh. Tiber Septim, a true son of Skyrim, born in the land of snow and blood, bred to the honor of our people, is now Talos, god of might and honor. The Empire has no right to tell us we cannot worship him. Our own High King, Toreg, betrayed us to the Empire. He traded our god for peace. He agreed to a pact with the Thalmor signed by an emperor in a foreign land. Are we to be beholden to such a pact? No, 1,000 times no. Do not let the lessons of history go unheeded. The Altmere Dominion and its Thalmor masters made war upon men, just as the elves made war upon Ysgramor and our people in ancient times. Shining Sathral was burned to the ground, reduced to ruins and rubble in their treacherous assault, but Ysgramor and his sons gathered the 500 companions and made war upon the elves, casting them out of Skyrim. In the great war fought by our fathers, the elves again betrayed men by attacking us unprovoked. The Dominion and the Thalmor cannot be trusted. Like Ysgramor, Ulfric Stormcloak is a true hero of Skyrim. His name will ring in Sovngarde for generations to come. Only he had the courage to single out King Toreg and challenge him to trial by arms. Ulfric's Thum, a gift from Talos himself, struck down this treacherous ruler. And by his death, we are now free of our imperial shackles and the Thalmor overlords that darken the imperial throne. The Empire has sent its legions to govern us. They have enlisted our own countrymen to their cause. They have set brother against brother, father against son. They have caused Skyrim to battle itself in their name, for their cause. Do not let them divide us. Do not let them conquer us. Reject the imperial law that forbids the worship of Talos. Join Ulfric Stormcloak and his claws.
What's a milk drinker like you doing out here? Why? What are you gonna do? Cry? I don't have to take that from you.
What the rebels like to forget is that the Empire's what's keeping the Dominion out of Skyrim. Damn Stormcloak rebels. Not sure you belong here, citizen.
What about you? She's watching me, damn it.
No offense, but you're not looking so good. You feeling ill?
Not looking good. Not looking good yourself.
Sure Bones, handsome man in Falkreath.
Welcome to Dead Man's Drink.
Alright, how do we buy a house? Friends with the Jarls of Falkreath. Damn it. Blacksmith. Hey, Lord.
Did you see a hound on the road? A fine, strong creature that's been wandering near town?
The guard at the gate mentioned it all.
I asked the gate guard to look for him. I can't afford to chase him down, but could use a fierce, loyal beast to keep me company. If you are willing to retrieve him for me, I'd give you some fresh meat to attract him out on the road.
I could be convinced to catch him. What the fuck?
Oh. It's a smart man to demand something up front for his work. Some gold now, and some when I have my dog. Here's the meat.
Find the dog.
You are exactly what I was looking for.
Barbas. Completed find the dog outside Falkreath. Did you just talk?
Yeah, Skyrim is now host to giant flying lizards and two-legged catmen. And you're surprised by me? Yeah, I just talked, and I'm continuing to do so. You see, my name is Barbas, and I have a problem I think you can help sort out.
So, what could a dog need help with?
My master and I had a bit of a falling out. We got into an argument, and it got rather heated. He's kicked me out until I find someone who can settle our disagreement. That's where you come in.
So you're a little lost puppy?
You're very funny. My master's Clavicus Vile, Daedric Prince of Wishes. As you can imagine, he's quite the important person.
Sounds easy enough, let's go find him.
Thank you. Now, since he banished me, Vile's been rather weak. He can't manifest very far from one of his shrines. I know there's a cult that worships him at Hamar's Shane. We should be able to talk to him there. If this works out, I'll make sure you're rewarded. You just don't trust any offer he makes you, okay?
A dangerous best friend. Travel with Barbas to the shrine of Clavicus Vile. Do you need to push, little guy?
It happened so fast. 1 minute the dragon was there, the next it was gone. Everything was destroyed.
Fuck, he's not waiting for me. Wait, what the fuck? Die, damn you. That's all you can do, bark.
Die already.
No.
I can take your
Oh
stuff.
shit. Nice shot, by the way. So this game is simpler now because the arrows won't weigh anything, and I can take whatever quantity I want. How far are we going anyway? I ran into a talking dog named Barbas who said he had fallen out with his master and wanted my help. He's waiting outside Haymar's Shade.
I can take you.
Wait, doggy, I need to lose them. So fuck is that? Alright. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and if you did, please follow my channel. I wish you a good night and until next time. Bye!